Standing with an army. Standing with an army.
Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Today, as you obviously know, we're going to be talking about networking. So I haven't really done a sit-down video like this in a very long time, so this is kind of odd for me, but we're just gonna roll with it. Backstory. The other day I was thinking about like how much of like a connections world that we live in and how that can be a good thing and how that can be a really bad thing. So a lot of job interviews that I've gotten are because of people that I know or connections that I've made previously or connections that I just naturally had. Networking in of itself is insanely hard work. I'm not an expert in this whatsoever. This is just kind of what I've learned. A lot of these are very applicable to college and college students, so that's probably who this video is going to be best for. But that being said, you don't have to be in college to benefit from these things. So I came up with a list of 10 things. Now, no, it sounds like a lot. Don't get overwhelmed. We're going to go through them really fast. That sort of helped me learn a little bit more about creating connections with people when I didn't really know how. Let's just jump into it, I guess. First thing is just to know your pitch. When I was younger and I was doing my first few job interviews, and I've done a lot over the course of my life. I'm only 20 years old and I've done, I couldn't even tell you how many job interviews. I've lived in Seattle, San Francisco, and now Boston, but I find out that almost all the time somebody will always want to know more about you. I mean, that's just kind of a given. You want to do it so briefly and so purposefully that it has that strong effect. For a long time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, well, like I'm interested in music, but I'm also really interested in journalism, but I really like photography and I really like management, but like I could see myself doing social media, and I was really interested in politics, and I didn't have to take out any of those things. It was more so just figuring out how they all combine together. Now my pitch is like, this is my name, this is where I'm from, really interested in, this is why I'm really interested in it, this is my history, and this is what I really want to do because I want to find this greater purpose and implement the little tips and strategies that I've learned through my education and experience doing all these different things into one thing and really work and share that expertise that I've discovered. Just having that ready in your back pocket. I know it's commonly referred to as like the elevator pitch, but you really should have one, because then just for yourself, you know really what you're going for, and then you can always use that in other sort of questions too, because you always have that to fall back on. The second thing is the mutual friend. One of the best ways to meet people, besides just going to tons of different events, like I went to a networking mixer event a couple weeks ago, and an hour before I was in bed and I just did not want to go. Like when I tell you, like I did not want to go to an event, and I was excited for it, but like I just did not want to get up. It was the longest day and I did not want to go to this, but I did. And I met some incredible people and I can't imagine not going now. Get to know your friends' friends. A lot of the time you already have that one thing in common, which is that friend. And so you already have some sort of base to connect you and to keep conversation going further. A lot of the times if they know that you know this person, they kind of already trust you and you have some sort of stake in it. You know that you're not just using them, or you're not just using them for whatever they have. It's really what networking is. It's using people, but in a polite way, that you have that mutual friend, you have that connection, and it's a sense of like trust too. So like if one of my friends' friends needed something from me, I would probably be a lot more willing, because oh, like they're friends of a friend, like that's my friend, like I would do that for them because it sort of connects to them. So you can work a lot with people who do that sort of thing. In college specifically, if you're networking with younger people, you can probably be a little bit less professional with it, but still have that professional vibe. Like you don't need to wear a full-on suit to like talk to your friends' friends, but just get to know them first and become friends with them, and that's probably where you'll really benefit. Third thing is social media, specifically LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn already, you need to get one. I thought LinkedIn was dead. Apparently it's not. I came to college and I had one within like the first week because everyone had one. I will leave my LinkedIn in the description, so if you want to check that out and connect with me even, that'd be cool, and then we can talk further. And this is actually a really natural way to engage and talk to people, because the people that are on LinkedIn are specifically looking to make those sort of connections. And then further, social media, follow people, get them engaged. It's a way of showing interest without putting any sort of stake in it or like need to do anything back. So if I met someone I'm not like super interested in doing anything with them at the moment, follow them on Instagram or Twitter or anything, just so you kind of have them as a reminder in your back pocket of what you could potentially do together one day. And also it's a great way just to DM them at any point. My best advice, probably one of my best tips from this whole video, is don't be afraid to contact them. People like receiving DMs and messages and that sort of engagement, but like nobody really does because everyone thinks that they're so afraid of like, oh, I sound like too needy or desperate. That's so not true. I cannot tell you how much I love people following up with me and people DMing me, even from like YouTube videos and stuff. Like, I watched this one video, I want to know more about this. Like, people that do that, it shows me a lot that they're taking the initiative and they really care about the content that I'm doing. And then in the networking field, they really care about what you're talking about and what you're doing. And if they think it's weird that you DM them, you shouldn't be talking to them anyway. 4 is pretty simple. Don't want them, make them want you. You're pitching what you can do for them. Part of the way to do that is my 5th tip: listen more than you share. Part of the way of actually selling yourself and making people want to work and collaborate with you is showing that you're going to be a team player and that you can listen, but showing somebody that you can really engage with what they're saying and that you're not just there to talk about what you're doing shows so much about you personally. And I would trust somebody a lot more, even if they just met me and they're taking in all the information that I'm sharing. It's a really great way to make sure that you're not oversharing or dominating the conversation. 6 is to follow up with purpose. This can kind of be done through social media, but also it can be through just getting their phone number. And grabbing coffee is a really great way to connect and do things. Kind of like this equivalent of like a first date with somebody. You can learn a little bit more about them. You're specifically one-on-one, but you're not committing to anything and you're not promising anything just yet. You're just showing that you're specifically interested in learning more about them and what they do. 7 is to find your crowd. As much as I say go to every single event and every single opportunity that you can take, especially in college, there are so many things. One of your best connections can be your school. It doesn't have to be a physical person. I know at least with BU, we have job listings in our student link, and people will like trust you a lot more if you have this connection with the university. I always do this in job interviews too. Recently, I just got a job doing digital marketing for a nonprofit, and they asked me like would I be comfortable doing this sort of type of assignment, and I was like, oh my gosh, I learned about that in this one specific class. I have all this experience. I can even send you the project that I did. And then making yourself known. It can be as simple as just keeping an active social media page and engaging with a lot of people. Comment on people's photos, like them, and just show that you are an active member and that you're interested in whatever they may be doing. For me, I got a lot of inquiries about doing things once I had an article published about me and some of the work that I was doing. After that came out, I got a lot of inquiries to do certain things, and that's just a really great way to exponentially grow, is to get that sort of platform and that base going. So whether that be a newspaper, a blog, or just have any sort of interview and then share it out on your own social media, it's also a really great way for people to get to know you before they really know you too. Number 8 is ask questions, even if you don't have any. I'll be honest, there have been times when I've interviewed for jobs, I have known the answers to these questions, but every time at the end they'll ask you, do you have any questions for me? And you should always ask a question. Never say you don't have any questions, because you don't know everything, but it's a really great way just to show that you're engaged and have done your research. So I recently did a job interview for something that'll hopefully, haven't heard back yet for the summer. I did specific research into their work that they do and some of the programs that they have for their employees. I find a lot on sites like Glassdoor. There's a lot of really great tips and tricks for interviews specifically. A lot of the times those interview questions won't be asked to you. That's all right. Just kind of be prepared and practice with those questions. Number 9 is emphasizing previous ones, and I kind of had to throw this in here just to make it 10 because it's going to be weird if I had 9 tips. But know your goal. Are you looking for help with something? Are you just trying to increase awareness? Or are you just trying to figure out what you're going to do next? Knowing your goal is going to help you be purposeful and clear and brief in what you're talking about and what you're sharing, and then also just to personalize every single relationship that you're doing. It can be a lot of work. Show that person that they're not just another click or another phone number in your contact list. They mean something to you and you have a specific interest with them. I recently made like a couple connections and I met with people, and like I'm going to London. Oh my god, I leave tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to London tomorrow. People I've been kind of talking to over the past week about, oh, we could do this. They'll be like, have a great time in London. But like, we haven't talked about London in like a week. So like it just kind of goes to show that interest in making a personal relationship out of it to a certain extent. You don't need to get super personal. It's not a business relationship. It's one that you want to mutually benefit each other. And then the last one, you can probably guess it was gonna be a cheesy one, but be confident and know your brand. Know what you're selling, know who you are and what you're doing, and be confident about it. And if somebody isn't interested in it, do not stray away from what you're doing. That's all right. Like, it's fine. You don't need to appeal and interest every single person in a room. What you need to do is make sure you stay exactly aligned with what you want to do, how you want to be known, and the exact vibe and energy that you give off. That's going to be so important because the people that you want to be working with are the people who are attracted to exactly that. With networking, you want to get out of your comfort zone to talk to people, but you want to stay in the comfort zone of your brand too. And be the bigger person. Be that person that just walks up, introduces yourself, show that you're bold, and be the confident person that you are. You're already doing a lot by watching this video, and especially if you made it this far, you're doing something absolutely right and you have the interest and the energy. You just got to make use of it. Hopefully this video helped you in any sort of way, whether that was just inspiring you. I don't really know. I don't know a lot. It is so exhausting keeping up with people. Your own life is already tiring enough. Showing interest and investing in other people's lives and their work and showing that you respect their passion and their energy is gonna really, really take you far. We live in a connections world, which may suck, but it also can really work to your benefit. So you might as well figure out how you can work with that, especially if this is the first time you've ever seen a video from me. I always like it to be known that like, I'm a normal person. Ugh, this is always so weird. I'm not just doing this because, like, of course I love making videos and I love making music and I love all sorts of media and creating content, but I do it because I'm a real person just doing what I want to do too. So like, never be afraid to like reach out to me. Like, I can be a connection for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I don't know if I'll do more videos like this. I'm not really that good at them. I will see you guys real soon. Thank you so much for watching and good luck.